Hi there, Alec from VacuumSpot. I'm just going to show you how to change the motor on this Dirt Devil DD1800. Currently it doesn't sound too good. And it smells even worse. Very electrically sort of smell, indicative of the motor brushes having gone. So what we're going to do is fit this new motor, part number 029-089-001-017. Alright, so as always, start by getting rid of any of the obvious stuff, like your filters. Pop them to one side, and as you can see, again as always, I'm starting with a clean bench, so that if there is any screws or anything left over, they can only possibly come out of this machine. So, we've got two screws in the middle, and it's worth saying at this point, not only have I never changed a motor on this vacuum, I've never actually seen one of these vacuums before. So, hopefully this goes smoothly, and it's a fairly simple machine to work on. Alright, so we've got a screw here next to the rear, so right wheel. And it looks like 6 more screws towards the front of the machine. At this point they all look to be the same size, which I love, because I really don't like machines where they use different gauge and length screws, because it means you've actually got to organise them on your desk when you're popping them back. Okay. Alright, so all our base screws are the same. Pop them in a little pile. And let's see if this shell comes apart. Bit of give. Now, Dirt Devil is actually made by Vax, and generally their machines are not too hard to pull apart, although I can feel a bit of resistance here. So I've just had a closer look. This little roller thingy that stops the cord hitting on there is concealing another screw underneath. So let's get that bad boy out. Back over and we'll try it. Oh, look at that. Okay, so here you can safely, these little quick fit connectors, I don't know what their proper name is, but they're great because you can just undo them and away with the rest of it. Now here, this layout's really good actually. I'm quite happy here. If I undo these 2 screws, it looks like I can just move all the electronics off to one side. Different size screws here though. So we'll have to keep an eye on these screws for our circuit board. Put them in a little pile off to one side. And just taking note that we've got to undo this little air valve from there. And now I look to have a very clear run. There are 4 screws around the motor bucket housing, I think you would call this. Actually, interestingly, look how clean this machine is. I'm somewhat surprised that this motor is burnt out. Normally, when you've got a motor burnt out and sounding like this one does, you'd normally see a bunch of carbon and crap around it. So I don't actually know why this motor is burnt out. It looks to be in remarkably good condition for a burnt out motor. Alright, so there's our rubber seal. Now, I always like to just make the fitting as easy as possible. So what I'm doing here, I'm just keeping the cords in order, and I'm taking note that the locator holes go in that position, and so I'm literally going to turn the motor around put everything back on in the same orientation. So now here, motor locator on properly, and seal back in place. I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background my dog is making a scratching sound. We brought him to work today, and he's just sitting nearby and decided that he needs to make himself a little bed. So anyone who owns a dog knows that scratching sound as they nest. So he's doing that. Okay, so that has fitted in just fantastically. And now we go back in with our motor bucket screws. Two there. One at the back. Now this one's sort of tucked in the inner side of the wheel. Now I will show you the retract. You have to actually sort of squeeze out of the way to get this to fit. So just have a look here. See this axle, I guess you'd call it. Just give this, at this point, give the retract a bit of motion. Make sure that it is moving properly, because the last thing you want to do is put one of these things back together and then realise that you've got a bit more work to do. Okay, and this all just sat kind of like so. Put our little pressure valve back on. The two tiny screws that we set aside earlier. Okay. Tell you what, I hope they sell this machine in droves. This is about as easy as it gets when it comes to a motor replacement. Put our quick fit connector back on. Okay, can't connect it up wrong. So once it's there, it's in place. Now, as with anything, if you've got, there we go, everything just pushes on and clicks. You can hear it move into place. Nothing had to be forced. Anything you need to force, 9 times out of 10, is in the wrong spot. So let's whiz through this. One screw there. One in our back wheel. Six more holes, 6 more screws. I am on a winning formula here. Okay. Handy tip, guys, if you're doing a repair on anything like this, get a magnet so that you can magnetise your screwdriver. Can't tell you how many times it makes it easier if you drop your screw down a hole. It just makes locating it and fitting it so much easier. Okay, while we've got this machine upside down, let's put this little runner thing back in. Honestly, don't know what you'd call this. Doesn't want to fit too easily either. Let's just push that out of the way. It's a bit rough, this being the hardest step. Okay, beautiful. Now we've got 2 screws left on the top. Last one here. Absolutely fantastic. Put our inlet filter back in. Our exhaust filter back on. Perfect. Now at this point, get rid of our old motor and we'll give him a quick test. Absolutely magic repair. So happy to do that one. Dead set easy fixed on a Dirt Devil vacuum. How to change your motor from Alec at VacuumSpot. If this was helpful, please hit subscribe or like the channel. Thanks.